words and B words here is a lot different than the world's. So if I were to say, the B word, okay, it would mean that I meant blasphemy, so just in case you were wondering. And so the F words for this week are fear or fearful, and then the next word is foreknow. Other forms of that word is foreknew, foreknowledge. Okay, so let's look at the two definitions that I found in the Bible. For fear, it means to dread and tremble. Okay, and some of you might be thinking, you children might be thinking, of course that's what fear means. I mean, to tremble. Okay, the reason we're going over this is because there's so much, I've heard it so many times from the pulpit that, fear means to respect. That's not, the word is never used that way, ever in the Bible. Okay, it's always used to either be dread or tremble. Okay, and so we're going to see. So the first verse that I put, Genesis 9:2, it gives the definition through a conjunction. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth. So it's repeating the same thing twice. So it's giving the definition of fear being dread. And then if you look at Deuteronomy 23, which is the third verse I have, it says, "Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be terrified because of them." So that's another one paralleling trembling and being terrified. Psalm 55:5 says, "Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me." And so those are two ways to figure out the definition that we've gone over before, is conjunctions like "and," when it has two things, and then paralleling verses. Okay. The second word is foreknow. And the reason, let me say what the meaning is. It's to know before. I know that seems so straightforward. So the first part of the word, the F-O-R-E, that is short for before. Just like everlasting, the first part of everlasting is ever, it's short for forever. Okay, for means before. And the reason I chose this word, because every week I'm like, I have 10 or 15 words that I want to define, but I only choose 2. I chose this word because I've heard people from the pulpit say, whatever this word means, foreknow does not mean to know before. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like, that's exactly what the word means. Okay, and let's look at Acts 2:23. It gives another definition too. It gives the definition of determinate counsel. So him being delivered by the determinate counsel and foreknowledge of God. So it's saying foreknowledge equates to determinate counsel. Okay. And then I put a whole bunch of other verses about God's foreknowledge. Okay, so one famous verse that doesn't have the word foreknow, but to know, there's other verses I put that has the word know, and so if you just add before to the know, you'll see that it lines up. For instance, Jeremiah 1:5, pretty famous verse. God is speaking to Jeremiah, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee." And then, of course, in Genesis, you have Adam knowing Eve. Okay, so knowing somebody is to have intimate knowledge of them. Sometimes it's used that way. So when it says foreknow, that's why it lines up perfectly when God says, "the elect according to the foreknowledge of God." These are people God knows well. Okay, for whom he did foreknow, he did also predestinate. His people which he foreknew. So every time the word foreknow is used, it's always referring to knowing before. Because God is outside of time, he knows before. Okay, it's very simple. So, but I just wanted to explain why I'm defining 2 pretty easy words. It's because they're used out of context a lot. And you will know the truth just by knowing the definition of words sometimes.
Alohai, Alohai, Alohai.